Hello and welcome back. We saw in the last video that the visa bulletin for the month of March, which shows the cutoff numbers to apply during the month of April 2024 as part of the DV 2024 program, was released. It was released just at the very end of the Friday working day. Today being Saturday, it means that a lot of you will have questions, as is the case every month when the visa bulletin is published. Now, there is one major question that comes up every month. We have had to answer that question in the past, and once again, we are going to answer that question in this video. Now, I must also say that a lot of you, I guess, are disappointed because you expected to see the cutoff number of your region move further than it has actually moved. And that is one reason why you are asking this question that I said is asked whenever the visa bulletin is published. For example, why did the Africa region increase from 40,000 to 45,000 and not beyond, because that was the wish of many applicants? Why the Asia region moved from 7,000 to 7,200, for example, and so on. Now, the expression that usually comes up in such a case is analysis. So for the coming days, applicants will be, I would say, demanding analysis concerning the various movements in the regional and exception countries cutoff numbers. So here is the analysis, or should I say explanation, as to why the cutoff number of your region or your exception country moved to a small extent as it has done in this visa bulletin. This is explanation that I have provided on several occasions, but we have to continue to provide these explanations because there's always new viewers of these videos. So here we go. The visa bulletin cutoff numbers that we see on a monthly basis do not just come about anyhow. There is a principle behind the movement, or what I refer to as non-movement in some cases, in the visa bulletin. The visa office moves the cutoff numbers or decide not to move them based on necessity. If it is necessary to move, it moves them. If it is not necessary to move them, they remain as they were. Now, what do I mean when I say it is necessary or not necessary? All depends on what is expected concerning interviews for the month under discussion or the month concerned. In this case, the month of April. The principle is that moving the visa bulletin cutoff number is meant to make new cases current, because in order for cases to be scheduled for interview, they first must be current. So when the visa bulletin cutoff number moves, it moves because the visa office wants more cases to become current so that they can be interviewed. If the embassies inform the visa office that there is no need to take new cases, the visa office will not move the cutoff numbers for the region or the exception country concerned. If they say that they need only a few cases, the visa office will move the cutoff number to a small extent to allow only a few cases to be made current, because it's only a few cases that are needed to be interviewed or added to the ones that are already waiting to be interviewed during the month concerned. So that is the principle. So back to the original question, why is it that for the Africa region, for example, the movement was from 40,000 to only 45,000? Why in the case of the Asia region, the movement was from 7,000 to only 7,200. In Oceania, for example, from 1,200 to 1,250 because of the same reason. For the month of April, there are many cases already waiting to be interviewed. As a result of that, it was not necessary to give any region a leap. So that's the reason why, on the overall, in this visa bulletin, we observe that there is not much of a leap in the various cutoff numbers. Now, before I end, let me bring something to your attention. If you should observe the situation 1 month ago, you will realize that for most regions, perhaps all regions, there was a leap or a high increase in the various cutoff numbers. Take Africa, for example. It left from 26,500 to 40,000. In the case of Asia, the cutoff number left from 5,500 to 7,000, which is a relatively high increase. Oceania, for example, left from 875 to 1,200. What that did is that it made many cases current, waiting to be interviewed. Now, with the low increases that we have observed in this visa bulletin, we can then expect leaps or higher increases in the visa bulletin cutoff numbers after now, even if it is not for all of the regions. But after now, we can look forward to leaps taking place or higher increases happening because the many cases will now be reduced. So that is how you should take the movements that occur in the visa bulletin cutoff numbers. That will allow you to understand every time the visa bulletin is published why this happened and why that happened. And it will also give you an insight into what you should expect concerning upcoming visa bulletins. So that is it. That is the analysis that you were going to ask for. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching it. See you, God willing, in the next one. Goodbye.